Came out from McSwain. That was a sad day for this country. Sad day. And I was wondering, because he was all excited. McSwain was all excited. He was going to go in there. Then one day it was like, it's like somebody died. There was no more excitement. He was told not to do it. One day I noticed that the fake news media was calling Bill Barr a puppet of Donald Trump, and he wasn't a puppet at all. They had a picture of him with strings where I was totally controlling him. Just not true. They were saying that Bill Barr, you have to go against him, Bill Barr. Then they started saying they were going to impeach him. And they were what's called playing the ref. You know what that is? They're doing it with the Supreme Court, too. They're nasty. Do you see now, again, they want to impeach Kavanaugh. Not that they want to impeach him. They want to scare the hell out of him so he votes along the liberal lines, because if he votes along the liberal lines, they're playing the ref better than the great Bobby Knight of Indiana ever played the ref. Remember, with the chair and this, they said, Bobby, you're not going to win that call. He said, yeah, but I'm going to win the next one. That's what they're doing. The great Bobby Knight, who was one of our great endorsements, I will tell you, when Bobby Knight endorsed Trump, Indiana we were doing well there before. You ought to see after. Bobby Knight, that's a piece of work. But he said, it may not work this time, but it's going to work the next time. And the refs were afraid to say anything. It's true. That's what they're doing with our Supreme Court. They're trying to scare Kavanaugh. They're talking about an impeachment. I just saw it again this morning in the paper. They want to impeach Kavanaugh again. It's not that they do. They want him to rule for them. And if he rules for them, they're never going to impeach him. But if he rules against them like he's supposed to because he is a conservative, then, but they also don't want to have a packed court. So they're saying, we're going to pack the courts. We're going to pack the courts. And they did the same thing to Barr. They said, Trump controls him. As soon as I saw that, I said, here we go. Because how does he get out of that? Very simply, just do things like the vote wasn't rigged. And he stopped them from doing it. And I'm so saddened by it. But I also understand it. Because nobody does it better than these crooked Democrats. Nobody does it better. So I don't blame Barr. I don't blame a lot of people. But they become weak, and they become ineffective, and they become frightened. Like it or not, we are becoming a communist country. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. We are beyond socialism. You know, when you have no press, when you have no press that you can talk to, that's how a communist country begins. They have no press. We find things in Arizona, and other than a couple of great networks, we have no press. We have no voice. I only have voice because I get great ratings. You know, ultimately, ratings are very important. But even those lights, well, they still have those lights going. That's good. I'm very impressed. That's good. Thank you. And if the Democrats get some of the things they currently want passed, including the Election of Corrupt Politicians Act, an infrastructure which isn't infrastructure, it will get even worse. What they're asking for is incredible. The Green New Deal, going to destroy our country, this Green New Deal. It's Green New bullshit, okay? That's what it is. It's bullshit. No more windows in buildings because environment. You know, I always did great with these buildings. The bigger the window, the better I did. The bigger those windows. I wanted floor-to-ceiling windows. But they say you can't do that anymore. We don't want any more windows. It's going to be real hard to sell apartments, I think. We have a beautiful apartment, and for environmental reasons, we have not put windows in the building. Oh, great. Well, that sounds good. These people are crazy. Whatever happened to cows? Remember they were going to get rid of all the cows? They stopped that. People didn't like that. Remember? You know why they were going to get rid of all the cows. People will be next. People will be next. Sadly, even in many red states, the rhinos are letting the radical left have their way on everything. You know that. In fact, I have to say this. In many cases, these weak Republicans or rhinos, these weak Republicans are worse. They're worse than Democrats. And you have a couple of examples right here in Arizona. And don't nod and don't say it because I don't want to get you in trouble. Maybe you can convince them to do what's right. But you have a couple of them right here in Arizona, and nobody knows. And I'll tell you what, They're going to be defeated, as sure as you're sitting there, they're going to be defeated in the primaries by real Republicans.